Evening, everyone. Tonight, I was sitting here and I says, I have a YouTube channel that I don't even use. I think I have one video on my YouTube channel where I read from Belinda's song. I read an excerpt from there, and that's been a while now. So I decided to do another video, and this time I decided to do a video on my first book. To Begin Again is based on my life. It's based on my teen years up into my early adulthood. It focuses on Celeste, who was my main character, who was being raised by her aunt Ruby, who was a very strict and religious woman. Um, Her strictness causes Celeste to become, more and more rebellious. And Celeste actually uh, because of the rebellion, she becomes a teen mom. You know, she goes through some things in her life as the story progresses. So I'm going to start off reading the synopsis, and I'll bring you in with the first chapter. Birmingham, Alabama. 15-year-old Celeste Stanton's life revolves around the strict religious upbringing of her Aunt Ruby Stanton, who has raised her since birth after her mother's death. Her world consists of church and more church, but when the pastor's son, Jordan Jackson, confesses his love for her, they become more than just friends. Her first sexual encounter changes her life forever. Shelby is born. Becoming a mother at 17 would bring more challenges, not once, but twice. Claudia is born 18 months later, causing her to grow up faster than she could blink. But where there's a will, there's a way, and she manages to survive with the support of her family and best friend Joy. She experiences heartbreak, love, and tragedy, and learns that life is a constant. It never stays the same. To Begin Again is a story of life lessons. It's a story of the sheer will to persevere in spite of what obstacles may be in your way. It's a story of learning that what we have been taught, no matter how much we felt we were being lectured or hovered over, it was for our good, and it was all because of love. Celeste will find out all of those lessons and more. I wrote a note from the author on Amazon, and I said, To Begin Again is based on my own life, from a teen to a young adult. I wrote it to heal myself and to inspire others to never be afraid to take the journey of healing and forgiveness. Also, your dreams and aspirations. I never thought I would be a writer. It was not a desire or an aspiration, but God had other plans. Take the journey with Celeste and the other characters and see where the road leads. So I'm going to go into chapter 1. And the title of chapter 1 is Sunday Morning Blues. It was a hot Sunday morning, and Ruby was in the kitchen preparing dinner. The sound of gospel music echoed throughout as she sang along, and the aroma of fried chicken engulfed the entire house. Celeste tossed from side to side, inhaling the scent, pulling the covers over her head, thinking she should just stay there and take whatever punishment her aunt inflicted upon her. But she heard her name, this time, louder than before. Celeste, you hear me calling you, girl? Get up out that bed right now. Okay, Celeste yelled back. She couldn't understand why she had to get up so early. Church didn't start until 11, and it was only 6:30 in the morning. She makes me sick, Celeste said to herself under her breath. At 15, she'd had quite enough of church all the time. They went twice on Sundays, Tuesday and Wednesday for Bible study, and again on Friday night. She wondered just how many times you had to go to church to get into heaven. Celeste threw the covers off her body and stretched. The sun was shining brightly through her open bedroom window, and her fan blew the warm air of Alabama's summer heat. She looked around her room. It was her favorite place. Adorned with purple bedding and accessories to match, she kept her room neat and organized. The walls were painted a vanilla cream, and posters of her favorite singing group, the Jackson 5, were taped on her wall. It made living with her aunt's strict upbringing and religious ways a lot more bearable. The room was her escape. She would stay in there for hours writing and listening to music. Anything to get away from that woman's constant nagging and preaching, sending her straight to hell every chance she could get. Celeste's thoughts wandered to the pastor's son. At least I get to see Jordan. Plus it's youth day. And that's good enough reason to get up and make sure I look my best, she thought. Jordan played the piano for the youth choir. His caramel skin, hazel eyes, and curly brown hair was just what the doctor ordered. All the girls wanted to be his, including Celeste. She sat up in bed and drifted off into a daydream. Suddenly, she felt a sting on the back of her head. "Ouch!" she yelled. There was her Aunt Ruby, standing there looking down on her with her hands on her hips. She stood 4 feet 10 inches and weighed well over 200 pounds. Her skin was deep dark brown, and she'd always pull her shoulder-length salt and pepper hair back, pin it up, and tie a scarf around her head. Those brown eyes were like daggers when she was mad. Those brown eyes were like daggers when she was mad. And this morning, she was mad at Celeste. "Didn't I tell you to get yourself up out of bed and get ready for church? Plus, I got things for you to do in that kitchen," she yelled. Without a word, Celeste raced to the bathroom to get herself ready for a long and excruciating day. That was Chapter 1 of To Begin Again. It is available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, also on e-book devices, Kindle and Nook. I also have the honor of having my book in 2 branches of the public library here in Wilmington, Delaware, and it's also at Major Bookstore in Claymont, Delaware. Hope you enjoy. Hope you take a chance. Thanks.